What's up everybody, it's CJ, and I'm back with another Sims 3 speed build, which is so wild y'all because this is the first speed build of the year, which is kind of cool. So today I am building a futuristic wedding venue. The whole reason behind this venue was because I'm doing this challenge called the Jam Legacy Challenge. I've mentioned it a couple times in the past, but I'm not really sure if anyone remembers that it's kind of similar to the Not So Berry challenge, whereas, the Not So Berry is different colors, the Jam Legacy is different jams, and also it's a lot harder than the Not So Berry is, or at least in my opinion it's a lot harder. So I am currently on the 7th generation, which is the orange generation, and this generation is all about taking risk and going on a big adventure. It says in the rules that a big adventure just basically means whatever you consider a big adventure. So for me and my Sims, it was to take my Sim into the future, make the future a dystopian, and then make it utopian. You're also supposed to do some really risky things. So my Sim has been getting eaten by cow plants nonstop, and it's not even intentional. I placed some down on his home lot. I didn't really plan on him actually getting eaten, but luckily for us, my Sim has the unlucky trait, which I did not plan on him having. Usually all of my Sims, I randomize their traits unless I'm supposed to for a rule or something. So he just happened to get the unlucky trait. And if you don't know, in The Sims 3, unlucky Sims can only die if they die from old age. So anything else they won't die from. So yeah, he doesn't ever die from the cow plant, which is fortunate, I guess, The whole reason behind this venue is because we're already in the future, and we're currently in the utopian future, and I wanted to kind of get my Sim married here because in the rules it says that you have to marry your best friend as an adult, and my Sim just aged up and they already have a daughter. So I was like, you know what, why don't we get married in the future since we're already here? It'll just be a good way to kind of just have some more into the future kind of gameplay. So I am building this park. It's kind of big. I don't know what size it is. It might be a 40 by 40, 50 by 40, I'm not really for sure, but it is one of those empty lots in the world of Oasis Landing, and I love the way this one turned out. So I have this lot listed as a park. However, it's kind of like a wedding venue, I guess. There is no wedding venue lot type in The Sims 3, but it is a park. So I made sure to give you quite a bit of stuff to do on this lot. You'll see right now I'm just kind of doing some landscaping. I have this building right here. The building is going to be where the reception stuff is for the wedding. I tried to make this lot nice but also kind of generic in a way where it's anyone could use this lot. But for me tonight when I stream this on Twitch, I'm gonna probably go back and change the color of these chairs right here to be orange because whenever we have these colored theme challenges, I kind of like to go all out and have the color everywhere. Think of Not So Berry, how everything was red or yellow depending on the generation. So I'm gonna probably go back and put a lot of orange accents here and there, but for the YouTube video I was let me just make this nice. I feel sometimes I want to make these kind of lots generic. If I'm building something for YouTube and or Twitch, I'll sometimes tend to make the houses or builds kind of generic in a way where anyone could use it, and then if you wanted to change it, you could always do it to kind of personalize it. So that's kind of why a lot of the things on in this build will be very white or a blue. I don't want to say boring, but very muted, But again, if you want to change anything, feel free to. The trees that you see right now, these are just regular in-game trees, but if you're in the utopian version of the future, most of the plants in the game show up as a purple or a blue or whatever. So if you place this lot down in any other world, all of the landscaping is just going to be normal. So if you want it to look like this, you're going to have to place this down in the utopian version in the future. So just keep in mind that if you place this down in Sunset Valley, you're going to have a lot of green trees and stuff everywhere. But if you want this to look like this, it has to be in Oasis Landing in the utopian future. This is also a time sensitive lot. I'm literally building this lot for tonight on stream. By the time you see this video, it would have been last night for you, but tonight for me. So I'm trying to get this build done tonight for stream, Like I said earlier, I tried to include a good amount of stuff to do on this lot. So as you saw, we have a little playground section. I did go back and take off some of this terrain paint, and I ended up adding a slide over there by a little playground section. There's also a lot of chess tables on this lot. There are also some park benches. We have a wedding arch, obviously, so you can get married here if you want to. This building again is a reception hall or a recreational building, so it's mainly set up for a wedding, but I mean, we'll just say an event kind of place, right? You can have different events here. So I'm starting off by working around the floor plan, so I had to kind of figure out where things were going to go depending on where the staircase was going to be. So I used the spiral stair, I moved it over here in the corner, and now I'm just kind of drawing out some walls. So this little room that you see right here is where the bathroom is going to be, and luckily for us, since we are in the future, I can use some of those all-in-one bathrooms. you know? Like, I feel like if I use all-in-one bathrooms, I always use either the outhouse from movie stuff, or I'll end up using the one from the Island Paradise pack. I rarely ever use the futuristic looking ones, but I was like, come on, we're in the future, CJ, you gotta use them, you know? Now, again, I tried to make this, I don't want to say as generic as possible. Like I said, I am going to go back and make this a lot more orange for the stream tonight. But for the video, I was like, I don't really know how to like make this look. Maybe we could go for some like chrome or like futuristic colors, I guess. So there's a lot of blues, grays in here. I struggled a lot with trying to figure out where to put the dance floor. So in my brain, I was like, it'll probably make more sense to have the dance floor upstairs. But then I was like, what if you don't want to go upstairs? You want to have it downstairs? It was a lot of like going back and forth, honestly. But I decided on having the dance floor and all the dance activities be upstairs. So down here we have one buffet table. I got rid of the other one and I was trying to like figure out how I wanted this to be because the lot itself wasn't that big, and I was like, I didn't want to have move objects turned on because, like, you know, sometimes if you have it turned on, even though like it works, a sim may not be able to route to it, so I made sure to turn it off. So I'm using this really long table, which I almost swapped it out for a different table, but I was like trying to use a lot of futuristic stuff so everything kind of like looked good together. I was also trying to figure out what other tables to put in here, so I put some of these like small circular tables. There's like 3 tables in here or 4 tables, I can't remember. You know, I feel like it should be enough for like an average size wedding. Like, my Sims are currently, you know, in the future, but all their family and stuff is back home, so like I didn't really need that much space personally for that many people. But again, if you ever need more space, if you want to like renovate this lot, feel free to. I don't really mind that much. Yeah, so this is like when I was trying to figure out how it was going to look tonight on stream. I was like, okay, orange would look good, but for the video, let's just go for like a blue, you know? So I went back and I recolored most of the chairs and stuff to be blue. I did also go back and I was looking through the catalog, and I always forget about these, but the Into the Future pack has these wall panels. I guess they're like wall light panels. I don't really know how to describe them, but they're like these little like panels, and they have like light on them. They have different versions. There's one for the top that goes like on the top of a wall. There's one for the bottom of the wall. There's some that have corner pieces. There's some that are long, short. There's some that have both the upper wall and bottom wall. So like I made sure to use a couple of those in here. Also, if you can see that big wedding cake, y'all, I almost didn't use it. I don't know why. I like the wedding cake, but I just thought in my brain that it was smaller. It is so big. And I was going to put it like on that middle table in the middle, but I was like, CJ, that's way too big. So I was like, maybe if I just like put it on a table in the corner. So what I always do for wedding venues is if the lot doesn't have a table, I get like a small circular table, and that's where I put my wedding cake. So if you download this and you want to have a place for your own wedding cake, just delete or just move that fake cake. It's not real, just delete it. And then you can like have that free space. So that's usually what I do, but for the sake of the video, I kind of placed this here just for some, you know, extra decoration. But as you can see now, this is what I was telling you about, those like upper lights. There's some that go at the top, there's some that go at the bottom, and I wanted to kind of use those in here to kind of give the building a little bit of a glow, you know. I'm also using some of those like little flower stand objects in here as well, just to kind of add some more decoration. And then now we move on to the bathroom. So at first I was going to use the bathroom stalls, but then I was like, CJ, we have the all-in-one bathrooms, like let's use those, you know. So I ended up putting 2 of those in here, and then I was also trying to figure out like what else would be kind of useful for a lot like this. And I decided to put a dresser in here. It's one of the ones from Into the Future. It looks like a locker, I guess, or it's like a vertical dresser. So I put one in here. Usually for me, if I need to change my Sims, I like to just use InRAWs, you know, or like shift click on my Sim or whatever. But for the people who don't want to use that, you know, I just decided to put like a little dresser in here. So if you need your Sims to get changed, or if you want to like, you know, dress them up for the wedding, you can do that. I also make sure to put a couple of rugs in here just to kind of fill in some space. And then now we move to the upstairs portion. So for the upstairs portion, I struggled with this one, y'all. It took me a while. I had to go through like the catalog. I had to go through multiple packs. I was just trying to find things to put in here. Like, I knew what I wanted it to be, like a dance room, but I was like, what do I put in here? So I found some of those like effect light objects. I used some from Showtime, and I also used some from the late night pack as well. I turned the lights off so I can kind of see like how it would be. I also used a DJ booth, which I don't know if it comes with the normal edition of Showtime, but I have the limited edition version of Showtime, so I have this DJ booth, so I decided to put that in here too. I like the object, but it's one of those things where like you have to have your Sim go there, and then they can like, you know, like play songs and stuff. And I was like, that's kind of cool. Like, you know, they have DJs at weddings and stuff. But I was like, maybe it would also be a good idea to kind of put a music player in here too, just in case you don't want to have one of your Sims, you know, be the DJ. So I did put like a normal music player. I used the one from Into the Future. And then I was like trying to figure out like how to decorate this space, because I didn't want it to be like too personalized. I was kind of going for like generic but nice, you know. And then I was reminded of these little like wall light objects. They come from Showtime. They're like light panels, wall panels. I ended up using some of those in here too. I haven't used those in a long time, but I really like the way they look. So you'll see them in a little bit, but I ended up using those. I use like move objects and I alt placed some of them on top of each other, and I colored them to kind of be like futuristic colors kind of. So we have like the blue, we have like some white, and then there's like some purple to kind of match in with the trees from outside. So as you can see, I'm kind of just like moving these around. I was just trying to like have some more decoration in here too. And then I also ended up using that little star light. I don't know if it's like a mirror or what, but I used that little star object from the Showtime pack too, just to kind of have some more stuff in here. And honestly, y'all, I think that's almost everything for the build. I did go back off camera and I added a big fountain in the middle. I don't know why. I just felt like this lot had so much empty space outside, but I was like, what else can I put out here without it being too extra? So I put a big fountain. I think it's the one from the Island Paradise pack. So yeah, there is at least a big fountain outside. And then I also added some balloons in here just to kind of give off more of a party vibe. But I gotta say, I really like the way the lot turned out. I'm probably only gonna use this lot tonight and then probably never again, but you know, maybe you might have a use for it. You know, you can use this in any world that you want, but you know, like maybe you might have a use for it. Maybe you might be doing like a leprosy, or your Sims are in the future and you might need it. You never know. So if you do need it, now you have it. But anyway, y'all, that is all that I have for this video. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to leave a like, comment something down below, follow me over on Twitch where I stream a lot of The Sims. And if you want to see me play the Jam Legacy, I'm going to be live tonight on, well, I'm not going to be playing Sims 3 tonight by the time you're watching this. I do play the Jam Legacy on Twitch, so I'll leave my Twitch channel link down below. I do have a second YouTube channel as well if you just want to just watch it from the beginning. So I'll leave a playlist to that as well. But anyway, y'all, that is all that I have for this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! Thanks for watching!